I'm a researcher. I work on tuberculosis, which is an infectious disease of public health importance worldwide. So I guess this is two phases. There is the research that we do, but there's also the impact that it has on the livelihoods of people all over the world. And as an impact fellow, and as a researcher, my work is definitely, in my opinion, one that is going to hopefully produce results from the lab, results that can be used to improve the livelihoods of tuberculosis patients and their families and those that are affected by their loved ones being tuberculosis patients. But beyond that, as a postdoc researcher and now an impact fellow, being able to bring together the fact that I'm working on a disease of public health importance, but also the advocacy that is behind it with respect to the Impact Fellowship Program. I think that it is an opportunity for me to interact with more postdocs and to see how we can foster a community that allows us to not only utilize the research that we do as postdocs within our own careers, but also make that available to a wider audience in terms of how would I say this? In terms of applicable outcomes to the wider society.
Talking about my work as a postdoctoral researcher, so I work at the intersection of two fields. The one is mechanics, computational mechanics, understanding how materials work, and the other one is biological science, particularly studying women's health. So I think my work helps by bringing concepts from engineering to study particularly in my case, it would be to study how. So we study the cervix, how the tissue, the cervical tissue, the mechanics of that, how affects women, particularly how that creates a risk for a premature birth. So by bringing another perspective from engineering, you can tackle those problems in fields like medicine or biological sciences that is still people don't understand very well, which is actually the case of women's health. There are still a lot of problems to solve that we don't know the answers.
So my research is on microbiome or bacterial communities, and particularly I look at reproduction. So in the past I've studied, vaginal microbiomes, but also gut microbiome. Currently I'm looking at sex steroids and their interactions with bacteria in the host, also breast milk. So all sorts of things that happen, pre, during, post-mating, and how they link to the microbiome. I think oftentimes these topics are a little bit taboo, whereas being absolutely vital for everyone's health. So I have much hope that as we progress as a society, these topics will be discussed more openly, and this research is vital for everyone's health and future of our microbiomes.
My work can help society at large in numerous ways, but one of the things I like to think about is the national narrative around science and the trust, again, between scientists and the people they're trying to help. And we live in a day of a lot of skepticism. And I think that one of the best ways to build trust is learn more effective ways as scientists, learn more effective ways on how to communicate. And I think that the project in general is something that can help that.
The idea behind this project is to increase the chances, for postdocs from underrepresented backgrounds becoming successful in their career paths. And by doing so, just making sure or increasing the chances of these of their success, we will have more diversity, right, and more bringing new ideas into higher education, because the voices of these underrepresented people will be there.
How my project helps the society at large is that it gives higher education institutions, it helps them know how best they can support minority students. It's not just about recruiting, it's about also helping them thrive within institutions and also graduating to be successful candidates wherever they go.